how you niggas getting down. I'm so high up, I'm like, how niggas really getting down. I could never have a kid, then be out here still kidding around, boys playing around. Where you really wanna take it now? I got $150,000 for an after party, and I gave it to the killies just to break it down. Bring us up, I never take us down, but if you bring me up, then they might take it down. Fake fuck with me back then, but it's getting hard for you to fake it now. Fuck being rich when I'm 40, man, I'm trying to make it now.
Hell no, never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Park the beam just to ride the rave. $10 million gotta hide the safe. Michael Phelps with the swim moves. Michael Jordan with the tennis shoes. Quavo, young nigga, I invented you. Ike Turner with the left hand. Griselda Blanco with the trap moves. Gangland with the right hand. Undertaker with the tattoos. Never listen to the classroom. Switch it up to bit the last moves. I'm a magnet for bad bitches. You got the going outside bitches. I spent the 50 on the chain. You spent your last 50. I got the key to the streets. You got the key to defeat. I got the key to the war zone. You got the key to the peace. Hell no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Park the beam just to ride the rave. $10 million gotta hide the safe.
We gon' go live, we gon' go live, yup. We gon' go live, we gon' go live, yup. Getting loose, yeah. Off a Henny Rock and a Henny Goose, yeah. Ocean deep in my swimming pool, yeah. Throwing dead prayers in my living room, yeah. Taking shots, feeling bulletproof. Flood my roller, told my bitch, let's go snorkel. Out in Portland, trying to get in her organs, yeah. No, I did not sign with Jay, but I still send a tidal wave, yeah. I might just go get the fade, buy the do-rag and just tidal waves, yeah. It's lit at the crib, you can stay. Me and Dre kick like kid and play, yeah. The way that she serving that cake, I gotta sit back and digest. I guess, for the fuck shit, I'm biased. I mix, double the cup when I stress. Got my mama out the basement, that's a different type of facelift. Remix be about the bracelets, don't hit us asking what the wave is.
Hell no, never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No.
Today, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, college football honorable mentions for the college football playoff, and let's cash a squad ride. We need it. This is Behind the Lines. Bro, you're doing trick shot home runs from, by the way, a former Ray who couldn't hit shit. Now the Orioles got him. Now he's fucking Barry Bonds. Doing trick shot home runs, Goots, and you can't even get within 10 games of 500, but you can do trick shot home runs. Never seen that before in my life. That's the most Orioles shit I've ever seen. How is Aaron Judge, the face of the league, Captain America, hopping on a plane before the game even ends? That doesn't make sense when it rattles around in my brain. To be honest, that pisses me off. Actually, no way. Unbelievable rage bait. Was that a target attack? Why were there 20 people at once coming in?
Pretty good at it, you guys, not gonna lie.
I think I found somebody involved in baseball I hate more than Aaron Judge. This guy right here, this geezer, who thinks he's playing left field. Worse than a Disney adult. 4 straight years, Jovan. Look at this one. This one got overturned because he's diving over the... He almost fell on the field. What a loser. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Thursday, episode 747 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by our 2 hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you are not using Bookit Sports every single day, like me, like Jovan, like Trent, like Lauren, like the entire Bookit Squad, what are you doing? Start checking out Bookit Sports on the App Store or Google Play. I promise once you check it out, you'll keep using that puppy every single day, checking splits, checking the feed on there. It's like Twitter, but just for sports betting talk. It's way less toxic. Tracking all your favorite cappers and sports bettors' bets. A lot of features on that app. Go check it out yourself. Tracking your own bets as well. Elite trackage of the bets. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to pretend like it is. Jovan, how we doing? We already got a 5-unit sub whale coming in from Sade Whiteman, the man himself.
I mean, it's just,
come on.
It always starts it off.
Bang.
He always starts it off. Love to see him splooge early.
Bang.
He's always here, always goated.
Always here, even coming off a squad ride out. Always here, always splooging subbies. Sade, you are goated, my man. Oh boy.
Auto tail redemption from B. Joe Higgy. What could this be? Oh,
We got
it's
an
your
auto tail,
favorite
folks. We have
Krabs. It's your
All right, fuck
favorite.
it, I'm in.
Let's get to the
Fuck it, I'm
book
in.
and tap in.
You know what? Before we even get into it, let's go ahead and lock this in. We were talking
Yeah,
about it before the
let me log
show.
in.
I got a lineup in this game. I could drop the link for you guys. We got to run it back. We got to run it back. I'm so in.
Let me tap.
I'm so
real
in.
quick.
Hell yeah.
Let me tap.
Hell yeah.
in.
Yeah, let me lock in this over in the Orioles game. If you guys don't know what's going on, first off, I mean, just got close there, honestly, at the end, but that was not a good wager yesterday. Not a good wager yesterday in the over in that game. So you know it's about to happen today when that total opens up at 10 today. 10.
I haven't bet on a game with the O's in it all year. Is this today?
Here we go. Here we
Might
go.
have to be it.
Dudes, there's no way you haven't taken a single O's bet all year. Bless
No,
your
I
heart.
don't bet on my teams, Krabs. I don't.
Not once. I get that, and you're very, very disciplined. Very, very disciplined. Like a 200-year-old tortoise,
Yeah.
right? You're very, very wise and disciplined. But I don't know if I'm buying that you haven't bet on them once this season. A lot of games.
Maybe a same game parlay at a game once.
See, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go. There you
The
go.
truth comes out. It's okay, Goots. You're only a man.
Only man.
Goots, you're only a man. It's
Only
okay.
man.
Tapped in.
I just
tapped
locked in
on
over 9.5.
-1.
Goots, also, if you're going to tail, if there's one time to pick it up, if there's one time to get involved, now's the time.
Today's the day.
Now's the time.
WB Joe Higgy.
We got a B. Joe Higgy auto tail locking in, which honestly you probably should have to tail it along with me and Jovan. You said the Orioles splooged during the day, right? Let's hope that continues today. And after that game had one run through 6 innings last night, and then they started to splooge, has to be done.
That's
Has to be done.
not.
Get involved. And it's not even like you're betting the O's. You're just taking the over. It could be Seattle putting up a 10 spot against Sagana. We know it's possible.
Could
Hopefully
be.
not. We know it's possible. We know it's possible. I just locked it in, folks. The over 9.5 in Seattle and Baltimore. I got a shittier line at -115, but who gives a hoot? Puppy's turning green. We got 69 Nice holding down the YouTube. He's in here every day holding down the YouTube. Copped week 1 tickets using code BookitTrent on SeatGeek. Rutgers at Illinois. Going to have to fade the Illini. Smart move. Getting the tickets on SeatGeek using code BookitTrent. And smart move, fading the Illini. Back in
Sure.
Rutgers in a meaningless game. Love it. Love it. Rutgers in meaningless games, they show up. Rutgers in big games, probably don't want to back them. But in that game against Illinois, I'm in.
It's kind of a big game. But
Well, I guess it's a cool game.
crop
But
of
it doesn't mean shit.
middling brand Big 12 or Big 10 teams, just anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Jovan, did BC win the Natty? Give us an update here real quick.
Not yet. We just finished
Okay.
a undefeated regular season.
Insane.
We're moving into the ACC championship / playoffs.
Wow. I love that you picked an ACC squad. I
Yeah,
love seeing
shout
the
the
ACC
Eagles.
graphics, right, going across the screen during plays and shit. Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. The chains have ACC on them. You're going to be
Yeah.
fighting for your fucking life in the ACC championship here. You better beat Miami. They're frauds.
Yeah, dude.
They still got
might-
Mario
they might.
Cristobal as a coach 3 years down the line.
I would assume so because they're like top 5 every year in the game. I don't know why they would
I like
fire
your
him.
chances then. I like your chances then.
Dude, hooks.
All right, let's get a roll call going real quick here. We got Dayton Holter in the YouTube. Good to see you, my man. Weston, Michael Showers, Line Shopper, Haven Hunter. You guys are fucking goated. Who else is lurking in the YouTube right now? I see all you goats in the Twitch. No need for a roll call over there. We already got our goats in there. Who else is lurking in the YouTube? Let me know. Let's have a fucking day, chat. Let's have a fucking day. Come on. All right, let's get the recaps up and moving, please. Let's get them up and moving. I mean, maybe worst play of year. I'll say it.
Hand up. Horrific wager.
I'll say
Little
it.
League
Yeah,
inside the
thank
Parkers,
Gooch, make
man.
that bigger if you can.
That was just.
Can you make that bigger a little bit? Yep. Yep. Perfect.
Just
Shit wage. Yep.
horrific.
Good.
Horrific from me there.
Javon, man.
It's really bad.
What are we doing taking a square ass play like that?
I don't think it was that square.
Nah, it was square.
It was still 100 green, but no success.
Yeah. Hunter Green looked kind of good. Fuck.
He did. Phillies looking
All right.
lost.
Got a tip cap. Got a tip
Most
cap and
of
move. Can't go perfect. If we went perfect, we wouldn't be on the show. Let's be real here. Right? We'll take 55, 60%. Perfect. Probably not realistic. You guys know it. We know it. Come on. Come on. Let's be realistic here. We're not going to act like scammers, like the people on the feed who only post their winners from the Discord and act like they're 100%. That's not us. That's not us. We have integrity up here, folks.
We'd
All
be
right.
on private
Being
islands.
square is okay sometimes as well, Mr. Farmer Jenkins, as long as it's not as often as being sharp. You can mix in some square plays. I've talked about this all the time. Not every sharp play hits. Not every square play loses. Okay? Let's move. Let's groove. Let's go ahead and get the Sharp Report recap up and moving. Can't make it up, Jovan. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, it kind of was like that.
God damn it, dude. I didn't know you went 4-1.
Yep, always was the Rays
I'm
late
over here
night.
chirping.
Always was the Rays late
Man.
night.
I mean, you had some great plays last night, dude. Well, the Merrill Kelly one was a crazy hook. Honestly, that made us feel something. Love that.
The Rangers, that whole first 5 / Merrill Kelly sweat, that put some sweat in a lot of places.
I'm going to put some hair on the sack.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to make you grow up a little bit.
You tried to blow that so many times, but that was goated. And then
Yep.
hopefully we made up for some Phillies cake with a 4-man cash from the both of us. I was goated. I mean, what a square from you on Gavin. I'll say it.
Yep.
Just
the Hunter Brown one squeaked, but the Gavin one was just a system play there that we knew was turning green. Come on. The guy's got 130 pitches, almost throws a no-hitter, automatically have to fade. It's usually not that easy, folks. It's usually not that easy. Yesterday for the squares, it was.
Very easy.
Okay? Now, that over in the Orioles game, it looked better in the final box score than it actually was. That was a shit play, I'll say it. Shit play. A little too confident. The Red Sox was a great play. I had a feeling by the time I went on Surge that was the winner.
Great play from you.
After scoring 2 touchdowns. And then Seattle Storm, that's on me, guys. I don't know what the hell that was or why the line was like it was. It makes 0 sense to me, but that's on me. I take full blame for that terrible WNBA play. I was very confident in that play, and it was a loser. A loser. A loser. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Do we have a Sharp Report 4-man to flash up here? I should have told Goots beforehand. So we did cash a Sharp Report 4-man. We can at least clap it up real quick. We did hit a Sharp Report 4-man yesterday. Did anybody else in the chat tail the Sharp Report 4-man? Because, again, responsibly, you have to tail that puppy every single day because, as soon as the day you don't tail it, it's going to be the day that it fucking hits. So we have hit 2 Sharp Report 4-mans in the last week. Not just this week, but including later last week. 2 Sharp Report 4-mans in the last week. Let's stay hot. Let's stay hot. Come on. We got a couple goats who tailed it in the chat. Let's fucking go. Sade Whiteman tailed it. Back to Malik tailed it. Wags Locks tailed it. Malcolm tailed it. Sure.
Yeah, there was some late night splooging when Lau sent that 4,000 feet in the sweats chat.
Dude.
That was
unbelievable. Guys, you got to tail these responsibly every single day. You can't pick your spots with these. Because when you least expect it, that's when it's going to fucking smack. Right? All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Take a look at the Storm tomorrow. You were a game early, Krabs. You don't got to tell me twice, Kyle. And again, why does the W not have a game on tonight in the dog days of summer with only a 5-game baseball slate? What are they doing? Who is in charge of the schedules? Who is in charge? Instead, they have a loaded Friday slate when there's preseason football, when it's the weekend, when nobody gives a shit, respectfully. You could have people betting and watching the game on a Thursday night tonight. What are they doing? Oh, yeah. We got back to Malik coming in, resubbing, giving Mig Lovin a subby. Attaboy. Attaboy. W, gents. Malik, I appreciate you, beast. I appreciate you, beast. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Yes, we do have the MJ's Phillies versus the Krabs Nats starting up today. That series should go well for the Nats. Oh, but hey, we are starting to hit right now, but tough matchup today against Luzardo. We'll talk about it. Why don't we dive in and talk some football a little bit here first?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to talk about the stinky Dallas Cowboys. Stinky. Not excited for that. Before we dive in here, though, real quick, I do want to drop you guys the link to this day game Prize Picks lineup because I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to forget about it. So I'm going to drop it really quick here in the Twitch. If you're in the YouTube, I'm sorry. It will not let me drop the link in there for some reason, but maybe Goots could hook it up and help you guys out there. The link is in the Twitch. It'll be in the YouTube here in a moment. W Goots. W Goots. All right, guys, let's talk about the Cowboys. Jovan, you ever think about switching to the Cowboys?
To being a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
I'd rather bathe in battery acid.
Good. That's why you're my fucking guy. Fuck the Cowboys. Although I will say, as a Commanders fan, a fan of this division, a guy who considers himself, an NFC East connoisseur, a little bit concerned. Look, this team had 3 back-to-back really good seasons until last year when it all fell apart. They fired McCarthy. Never been a McCarthy guy. Not saying I'm a Schottenheimer guy, but I've never been a McCarthy guy. And for some reason, Jovan, first-year coaches, new coaches in this division have had some serious luck of late. Sirianni and the Eagles have been really good since he got in there, right? Even Dable I feel like the Giants had more life when he first got there than they do now when he's hanging on for his fucking job, right? The best example, though, is probably Dan Quinn of late. He comes in here and drops sack, and in his first year just absolutely takes command of the division, right? Now we got Schottenheimer. And again, I don't think he's a genius. I don't think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But, guys, anything is better than Mike McCarthy. Let's not kid ourselves here. Mike McCarthy is a shit coach. Mike McCarthy is just a puppet of Jerry Jones. Now, maybe Schottenheimer is the same. Only one way to find out. But in my opinion, it can't be worse. Let's look at the pieces they added, Jovan. I mean, I think the George Pickens edition, I think the guy's a scumbag. I think he's a locker room cancer. But the guy could play football. I'll say it. The guy could play football. He's already had some highlights on the feed during camp. Again, take that for a grain of salt. But I think you put him next to CeeDee Lamb and you have one of the most formidable wide receiver duos in the NFL. You do. I'm concerned as a Commanders fan having to defend both those studs. I am. I'm concerned. And I think Dak has an absolutely incredible season this year, and that's coming from me, the biggest Cowboys and Dak hater of all time. I wish I could sit up here and say they're going to stink again, guys. I can't. I'm concerned. I think there's a chance this team plays pretty well this year. You add a couple different RBs as well into the fold. You got Javonte Williams, who's not, elite, but he's okay. You got Miles Sanders, who's got only a couple miles left. You got Jaden Blue, who hopefully is healthy enough, once the season comes around to play. I know he got an injury the other day, but he's been impressing a lot of people as well in camp. And they got Phil Maffa as well, a guy who I like, a bigger-bodied running back. So they got a lot of options back there at RB. Better than fucking old-ass Zeke, who they pick up for the 7th time out there running in the backfield, right? Their defense, obviously there's some bullshit going on with Parsons, but let's not act like this defense, at least the D-line, isn't solid. You got him. You got Overshown, 2 studs who love to, provide pressure. Trevon Diggs is pretty hit or miss. They didn't add much to the secondary as well, but will the secondary be decent enough? That's probably what it comes down to. Sky's the limit for this team when it comes down to how good their secondary plays in the Big 2-5, because they're going to play a lot of good offenses in their division and on their schedule. So we'll see how good that defense is. Right, I'm not necessarily sold there. They added a couple pieces to the O-line, but a couple of these pieces have already gotten hurt, which I'm also concerned about as well. But I cannot deny it. I think the biggest addition for this team is George Pickens, and I think it's going to be a splash, an absolute hit for this Cowboys offense. They're going to be playing in a lot of high-scoring games. We'll go through their schedule here in a second, but Jovan, win totals at 7.5, plus 550 to win the division. Honestly, there's serious value there, I'll say it. And plus 185 to make the playoffs. I like it as well. I wouldn't be shocked if 3 teams make the playoffs from this conference, or for this division, in the Big 2-5. Jovan, what am I missing?
Not too much. I will say I am extremely low on the defense. I think the defense is going to be laughably bad this year.
Even with the D-line?
Even with the D-line, which I think
you think they'll be worse than the Giants' defense?
I think they'll be just about the same level.
Okay.
Similar. And I think, honestly, with some of the pieces the Giants have on defense, I think by the end of the year, the Giants could even be better. But
some younger pieces.
We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, some younger pieces, some guys I kind of believe in to develop, but I think the defense is going to be horrid, which, I mean, realistically, looking at their schedule, I don't think it's going to matter very much, regardless of how good you think you're going to be, because realistically, you're betting on Dak staying healthy.
Yeah.
And I guess George Pickens working out for CeeDee and Ferg and freeing up stuff for them. So, they're going to be in shootouts. Just like you said, I believe in the offense enough. I don't know. That feels like I'm just staring at this and we're talking about it. It's really seeming very easy, which is concerning me.
How do you think it's easy?
I mean,
because they got the trendy new wide receiver.
I mean, new wide receiver, you're getting a healthy Dak season, and I'm just staring at how the fuck they not win 8 games, especially with their schedule.
See, I think their schedule is tougher than people think. We'll go through it, though.
It's tougher in ways. I think it's good in the fact that they get I guess, the easier part of their schedule, the beginning of the season, when everybody is assumingly healthy. Obviously, there's some O-line concerns, Jaden Blue concerns, but you feel good about Dak being healthy at this point, which is really all you need. So that part's out of their schedule, but there is parts of it that's difficult too.
I think this team will be pretty similar to the Bengals the last couple of years. Great offense. They're in every game they play, but their defense is sketchy. Their defense could hold them back, right? They got a couple good pieces on the D-line, just like the Bengals, and the coach is kind of suspect. So I think they might be just the new Bengals, which,
it could be,
to be honest,
NFC Bengals.
Kind of like the Bengals. Not going to lie. But, yeah, the defense is squelching. I get it. Steak, what's up, Beast? Steak cannot make up the Nathaniel Lowe grand slam last night. Nathaniel Lowe has not done a single thing in a month and a half for this Nats team. Nats Twitter wanted his head on a fucking stick. Legitimate. Like, we want him cut off the team. Next thing you know, grand slam in the first inning. Cannot make it up, Steak. Sorry for bringing it up again, but it's just too funny not to. And there were 3 grand slams. See, that's the craziest thing to me.
Who else
with that bet? You'd think that,
Michael Harris.
You'd think that the grand slam bet, like, you would not think that there's a grand slam every day, right? You'd think that the no grand slam is a great fucking play. But there's more grand slams than you think. Maybe they squeak by. I don't know what it is, but what a fun, crazy bet. Okay. Pax Picks get involved, resubbing for 24 months. That's 2 years, folks. W Math, he says, been on vacation. Hope the fellows are doing all right. Thank you for the vibes always, Pax Picks. Thank you for the subby. You're goated. Hope you're having a great vacation. Hope you had a great vacation. Excited to have you back. What did Steak say? Bad D, bad O-line, bad RBs. See, their O-line's not bad. They're just hurt. Their RBs are sketch, but I think they got some potential. The bad D, I got no counter. They got a couple pieces that are really good, and the rest of the guys are really bad. The majority of the defense is really bad. So are those 3 or 4 decent guys on defense going to be able to carry the weight out of the 11 dudes on defense? Some games, maybe. Most games, probably not. It's going to have to be Dak, right? It all comes down to him. Can they put up enough points? I think they'll put up a lot of points. I think this Cowboys offense is an offense you want to target in fantasy. And Jovan, I'll say it. My best bet for this team this year, they're over win total. They're over 7.5 wins. They might not win 10, but I'd be shocked if this team doesn't win 8 or 9 games. Shocked. Let's go through their schedule really quick. It's not easy. Not the toughest schedule in all the lands. They're about middle of the pack in strength of schedule. Depends on what site you look at, but tough game to start off the rip, the Eagles, although I do think that's a game they could potentially upset against the Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs. They probably don't. They could, right? We're not going to give them a win there. We'll give them a loss. They play the Giants at home. That's got to be a win. They play the Bears on the roads and the Packers at home. They win one of those 2 games. So they're 2-2 through those 4 games. And that's 2 wins there. They play at the Jets. Got to win that game. That's 3 wins. You play at the Panthers. Got to win that game. That's 4 wins. You play the Commies at home. Since they just won those 2 games before, we'll give them a loss there, although that's definitely a game they could win. We'll give them a loss there. So that's 4 wins. They play at the Broncos. Probably a loss, although you can make an argument that maybe they go in there and upset them. Who knows, right? Is Bo Nix going to be as good this year? Probably not. They play the Cardinals. They're going to win that game at home. They play at the Raiders. They're going to win that game at home. They play the Eagles again. They're probably going to split with the Eagles. They play the Chiefs at home. Could certainly be an upset spot. I'll give them a loss, though. But again, all these losses, Jovan, even the games I have them losing, I think could get weird. I really do. And then they play at the Lions, another team I think takes a step back this year with no coordinators, right? Tough game on the roads. I get it, but talk about an over. I'll be playing. I don't care how fucking high it is. It'll probably be at 60 by the time those 2 teams play. I'll be on it, and the Cowboys could end up winning that game in a shootout. Who knows? They play the Vikings at home, Jovan. That's a tough game as well, but a game that they could win. They're going to pull off a couple of these upsets. Not all of them, but some. They play the Chargers at home. All their hard games are at home. That's huge. And they close out the season with a Commies game and a Giants game. I'm seeing 9 wins, maybe 10. 10 might be a stretch. I'm seeing 9 wins. And I'll play this over 7.5 at -125. They could squeak into the playoffs. They could go 8-9 and make the playoffs in a nasty conference. I'm buying in. As much as I don't want to say it, as a Commanders fan and a Cowboys hater, I am buying into Dak and the Cowboys in the Big 2-5.
Sure. I'm definitely on buying into Dak because I think he's going to be throwing the ball 50 times a game.
He's going to be hucking it. Yep.
hucking it. And the one part, I guess, that is pretty tough about the schedule for him and the schedule for the Cowboys, if you look at them, I think it's the third toughest schedule of pass defenses that they face in the NFL. The thing that I really don't care about that, though, is the fact that a lot of those teams, when you talk about the teams that are carrying the weight, shout out that boy Co for the subby.
Hype train.
W hype train. The teams that are covering the weight in those numbers, obviously Eagles, the Bears are up there, the Broncos are up there, the Chiefs are all up there. All of those teams are heavy man coverage teams. CeeDee Lamb is one of the best man coverage wide receivers in the NFL, and the fact that they're not able to bracket him as much, regardless of what you think about George Pickens, he at least helps in the gravity part of you can't bracket the whole side of the field that CeeDee Lamb's on, and same with Ferg. That frees up a lot. So I think regardless of how well the Cowboys do individually in those games, those are great defenses, but it's also built for Dak to have splash plays at some point against this defense. So I still think he's going to put up numbers, and it especially helps if they're losing those games. So I think the game script is going to be in his favor 90% of the season. Obviously with no run game too, that also helps. No run game plus shit defense. This is a train that I will buy into.
Okay. Everybody
Plus,
wave bye to the hype train. See ya, hype train.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
GG. And
see ya.
You know, just like, remember we were talking about this last year with the whole Saquon thing? Like, you just knew the Giants were not going to get one. There was going to be some shit. He was going to be legendary, have a great season after the Giants let him go. You really think, like, Jerry's going to get an easy way out with Dak here? I feel like Jerry secretly is praying for Dak to have a shit season so he looks vindicated and letting him go.
Look, man, it's the NFL. Even the shit programs, the shit orgs, the shit teams, even the badly run teams make the playoffs every once in a while, make a run every once in a while. Even Dan Schneider had a couple teams, not many. He had two teams that made a run. Seriously. That's why the NFL is so awesome. Because even the shittiest teams, even the worst run teams can get lucky, can make plays. Guys can get hot. Guys can have legacy seasons like I'm predicting for the Cowboys offense, honestly. CD, Dak, and the new addition at wide receiver, who I think is going to be an absolute fucking stud in Pickens. Yeah. Even the worst run teams, it's not like baseball where if you're a shit org, you have no shot, right? It's different. So although Jerry might be like the fucking Cleveland Indians owner in Major League, where she's literally rooting against the fucking team and then starts getting pissed when they win, I do think the Cowboys are extremely due for a run, and Dak Prescott is going to be coming in here. I mean, he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder in the best shape of his life saying, fuck you, Jerry Jones. I'm going out there. I'm keeping this job. He's going to play so well, Jerry's not going to have a choice but to pay him and keep him around. So
just
that's
feels
what I'm
like
seeing.
We're absolutely headed in that direction where the Cowboys
really
are going to play. Dak's going to play good enough, and the Cowboys are going to play just good enough to where there's no, like, Jerry's backed into a corner pretty much. Like he already kind of is with Micah Parsons. With granted, he put himself in that corner for whatever reason, but with Dak, it's coming.
Yep. P-Dub, I do think they make the playoffs, as crazy as that is. Now, I have said the Commanders and the Eagles also make the playoffs, so that's kind of a hot take, but I do think all three teams from this division make the playoffs this year. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. This division fucks.
They ain't getting 3.
We're getting 3.
They ain't getting 3.
We're getting 3. Just watch. Just watch. Moose Shit said, crazy name. Can't even say that without laughing. Moose Shit said, LMAO, they say this every year. We don't. Cowboys fans might say this every year.
We sure as fuck don't.
We have been staying on business saying if Mike McCarthy is the coach of this team, they are not doing squat. Now, we've talked about how even teams with shit owners and shit orgs can, go on and win and have a run. Sure. But if you have a shit coach, you're toast. Not saying Schottenheimer is the savior, but he's not Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is a dog shit coach. They're not going to the playoffs with him, respectfully. So, I think it changes everything not having Mike McCarthy and his big ass on the sidelines with a headset on. I really do. All right. W futures here. I feel really good about this Cowboys take. I hate to say it as a Commies fan. And I love that Dak square as well. I think you should think about putting that in your go well.
There's considerations. There's certainly considerations.
I
I don't have a lockdown quarterback yet, which I'm sure we'll talk about after this, but
yeah,
he might be in there.
All right, let's change mindsets here. Let's go to some college football talk. Speaking of the ACC, today might be ACC day. We're talking about your Boston College Eagles on the Night Sweat stream last night. I'm talking about SMU. I'm not going to spoil, but Javon's got an ACC team he's talking about as well. Unfortunately, not the Hokies. Let me start out with SMU here. The Stangs. Jovan, the Stangs. Back-to-back 11-win seasons. Nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody believes in them to run it back, including me. They do have a decent QB. I'll give them that. I think Jennings is pretty solid. But I think he's just a shittier Lenore Sellers, if we're being real here.
It's got to be.
He's good. Well, play styles are very similar. Give me a break. Play styles are very similar. Okay. I thought their win total would be higher. They came into the ACC last year, Jovan, and they dropped sack. And everybody in the ACC was like, holy fuck. This is crazy. Who expected SMU to come out of the woodworks last year and play that well? Nobody. Maybe once the season was halfway through, sure. But at the beginning of the season, not a fucking soul thought this SMU team had a chance. Straight up. Well, 11 wins later, they had one hell of a year.
Yep.
Jovan, don't you think in the rat shit ACC that everybody thinks sucks? And by the way, newsflash, the ACC is going to be much better this year. Just watch. Don't you think in a rat shit ACC that everybody hates, loves ragging on? Don't you think this SMU team, after going on a run, back-to-back 11-win seasons, a lot of their players come back? Don't you think that win total will be a little bit higher? I did.
Now looking at their schedule.
I
feel like
schedule.
I'm with you. I just think it makes sense. I think the number makes sense to me. But those games.
You think they'd be a little shorter than plus 430 or plus 900 to make the college football playoffs since they did it last year and to win the conference?
Maybe a tad.
Maybe a hair.
Yeah.
Maybe a hair, right? I think they're getting a little bit of disrespect. And yes, maybe it's the schedule. Their schedule's tough. We're going to go through it, Jovan. I like some of the pieces they have on their team, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. I like their under on their win total in the Big 2-5. I'm going to be taking their under 8.5 wins because I don't see another great legacy season after last year's unbelievable run out of nowhere. And I think their schedule is way tougher. Way tougher. Besides the East Texas A&M game, which is literally like FCS East, first game of the season you play. Like, give me a fucking break. They're going to win that game. That's one win. They play Baylor at home. Jovan. I'm a big Baylor fan this year.
Yeah, I
am
too.
Bear.
Unfortunately, that game though,
it's your rival.
That gives me some pause. I'll say.
Yep. Rowdy, I have not done my Tarleton State deep dive yet, and once I do, I will let you know, my man. I'll let you know. Okay, that's a game that potentially could be an upset here.
Yeah,
potentially. I'm going to give Baylor a win there, and then I'll give SMU another win against Missouri State. SMU has to play at TCU. That's a loss.
Let me tell you, there's no shot in hell SMU wins that game. They have two no shot in hell games on their schedule. It's that one and at Clemson.
Okay, that's a loss. I agree. They play Syracuse at home. That's a win. Sure.
Yeah.
They play Stanford at home. Shit, that's probably a win too. Should be. Those are two cakewalk games. Then this is when it starts to get weird. Okay. It's already not looking good for this team, by the way.
Yeah.
How many wins is that? 1 against East Texas A&M.
You're already
2 against Missouri State.
9.
3 against Syracuse. 4 against Stanford. They play at Clemson. That's a loss. They play at Wake Forest. I'll give them a win there because Wake Forest is quail shit. That's 5.
Yep.
And again, they only have 4 games left from this point on, guys. It gets ugly. They play Miami at home. I think they could lose that game.
That's a coin flip game.
They could lose that game. I'm not giving them a win there. They play at Boston College. I'll give them a win there. I'll give them 1 win between BC and Miami. That's 6 wins.
You know, I don't even want to discount some of these road games towards the end of the.
I agree.
Like that's November 8th. They're going up to BC. I
agree.
We'll see where BC's at that point, but we'll give them.
Out of respect for QB and their run last year, let's give them 1 win between Miami and BC. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
And that's being generous for SMU. They could lose both, but we'll give them 1. That's 6 wins. They play Louisville at home. Probably a loss. They play at Cal. That's probably a win. We'll give them 1 win between those two. That's 7 wins. We got 1 win to play with here. And that was being very generous for SMU. Very generous. And we only got 7 wins. They might only win 6. They might barely go bowling. They might be the Hokies this year and just go 6-6. The Hokie way. It could be the Hokies. Yep. I'm seeing 7 wins max for SMU. And this is one of my favorite college football futures of the season, folks. Fading the Stags.
Wow.
Yep, I'll say it. We got Beluga Goat Whale coming in hot, resubbing for 36 months. Holy smokes. A sneak seasoned veteran. Beluga Goat Whale. Give you your flowers. Here you go. Thank you, sir. He says, SMU can Ligma. Yep. Could not have said it better myself. W's. Krabs, what do you have Nuckville Tech team total win at? I got Nuckville Tech at 6.9 wins. Jovan? Any other qualms, thoughts, concerns about SMU? It seems like you're on board with fading them this year with me.
Yeah, I'm on board. The schedule is so much more difficult, and especially because a lot of these, I guess, games are new, at least a couple of them. Like, I love fading teams that are in new environments for the first time when it's a big game for them, which Clemson's like the obvious one. But even the games going to, like, I so feel like they're going to drop one of those road games late in the season that they shouldn't, which, I mean, Wake and BC are not going to be all that good. BC, I think, can be better by the time November comes around, and that's a game in cold weather. You remember how they had performed in cold weather against Penn State. Granted, that was Penn State, but I think it's just such a tricky schedule. That second half of the schedule, too, is tough, especially after a non-conference that includes Baylor and TCU.
Yeah, could not agree more. Could not agree more. Also, Goots, let's keep the Sagano Aura talk out of the fucking chat. Come on, dude.
Sagano Aura.
Come on, dude.
Trent's
it might help. You're right.
Trent's home run bets have been feeding me grass-fed asphalt from howitzers.
Unbelievable, chat.
It's actually incredible that we've had 3 in 6 days.
Yeah, it is.
That's just insane.
Those are impressive numbers. Ron Mux lurking in the Twitch chat here. Krabs will be boots on ground for the PLL semifinals with Pops. Going to be legacies. Ron, that sounds fucking awesome. Good for you, bro.
That'd be wrong.
Good for you. Is he a lax guy as well, or is he just going for the vibes? Either way. Such a W. Such a W. Are the semis in Philly or Jersey? I forget. I feel like they're in Philly and then the championships in Jersey. Either way, Ron, you might be able to hit both. You might have yourself a month. Come on now. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Making him a lax guy. It's in Philly. W. Ron. Jovan, what team did you bring with you for today? Who is your honorable mention playoff type team in the Big 2-5?
The Louisville Cards, Krabs. Your guys.
Wow.
Let me start by saying this. I said this when it happened, and I will still hold myself to that. Millard Moss got scapegoated horrendously. Like, in the reality of the situation, USC was not good last year. I think Lincoln Riley did a horseshit coaching job, and he was unwilling to accept that. So to save face, Jaden Mayava became the guy. Cool, whatever. Wow, Beluga Goat Whale with 10 gifted. Goat.
Beluga Goat Whale just dropped a Beluga fucking subby whale. 10 subbies?
Fucking.
Beluga, that's more subbies than Trent's going to get the entire Surge stream. Let's fucking go, dude. Yes.
W Beluga.
Yes. A 10-piece. Those don't grow on trees, folks. They don't.
Go.
They don't. Let's fucking go, dude. All right, keep going. Keep going.
But yes, Millard Moss, I still think is a really good quarterback. I just think Lincoln Riley was unable to accept the fact that maybe you want to change up the offense and not be incredibly stubborn with your game planning. The fact that you're moving from dog shit Pac-12 defenses to a defense with a lot of good defense, or a conference with a lot of good defenses in the Big Ten, and maybe you just don't run the same shit that you think is going to work on the West Coast. But it didn't work out, and he was scapegoated, and now he's over at Louisville, where they run a spread system that works in the ACC with quarterbacks that I would say have significantly less talent. Tyler Shuck is god-awful, and you didn't see that in college because the system fit him very well, and quarterbacks with that sort of talent can work in Jeff Brom's system. And Jeff Brom is a great coach, so if he can do it with some of these quarterbacks, not just Shuck, I think Millard Moss is better than anybody they've had since Lamar, realistically. So I think you're going to see that this year. You seem shocked.
No, I'm hyped. Keep going. I'm liking everything you're saying.
Yes. So I mean, I
was also
like
waiting
this
for Goots to chime in there after the Lamar comment.
Yeah, there he goes. There he goes in chat. There he goes in chat.
Okay.
Yes, they've been doing it with these just like stock quarterbacks for years now, Jeff Brom in this system. So now you have a guy that I actually kind of believe in playing for this team. And the schedule is manageable. I think they have a couple tricky spots. Like, they're not going to beat Clemson, I don't think, even though that's a home game Friday night. I would love the spot if they didn't just destroy them last year. Like, They got to go to SMU. We'll see what happens in that game. They got to go to Miami. They probably win one of those two. So I'm not in love with the win total, even though I do think there is some serious upside. If Miller Moss does end up being the guy, they also have a really good backfield, two-headed monster with Duke Watson and Isaac Brown, super underrated, tandem in the ACC, probably one of the better ones. And the defense, I think, just added a lot of veteran talent, so I think they're going to be improved this year. So I like them, but I really just wanted to target Miller Moss. So my best bet is on PP with his passing yards. I think he's going for 3K this year. And again, they did it with much worse quarterbacks with arm talent in that system. I think Miller Moss is better than them all, just like we've been talking about. And I do think the fact that he has a reliable run game too, with those two guys in the backfield, is significantly going to help. He's a great play action passer, and Lincoln Riley refused to put him in those situations quite a bit come the USC time. And I think that's why he faltered. But I think we're going to see a lot more of the Miller Moss that we saw at the beginning of the year last year compared to what we saw prior to when he got benched. Because I think there was a lot more of a Lincoln Riley issue than him. So you have a lot of pretty vulnerable pass defenses that he's going to face outside of, the couple teams that we named in the ACC schedule. I think he goes crazy this year.
All right. Couple things that you said that I want to reiterate here. Really good coach that nobody talks about, Jeff Brown. Gets no respect.
Great coach.
Good coach.
Great coach.
Really good coach. Miller Moss is going to be on demon time in the Big 2-5. Let's walk through this real quick. Miller Moss, as a little kid, all he wanted to do was go play at USC his whole life. If you guys aren't hip to this story, it's a great story, although it didn't end great. He worked his butt off to get to USC. Went there, got screwed, like Jovan's saying, scapegoat. They blamed him for everything. He got benched. He's got his heart broken. Plain and simple. It's like a dude who just, got dumped by his girlfriend. Right? That's a school he wanted to fucking be at his entire childhood life.
Yeah.
And they said, kick rocks, buddy. That's the exact guy I want to back the following season, because he's coming in with a vengeance, with a chip on his shoulder, and it's demon time for Miller Moss. Watch out. In an elite offense, an elite passing offense, he might dominate. And let's not forget, they have 2 stud tackles coming in. Their O-line was already solid. So now they got 2 stud redshirt senior tackles coming in. With Mohamed Musa on the right side and a great name, Mikaelin Pounders on the left side, protecting his blind side. Pounders. Unbelievable. 2 big old tackles coming in with a lot of games under their belts. Defense is always sus, but again, this team wins with offense. I'm really excited for this Louisville team. Guys, there's going to be a random team that makes the college football playoffs from the ACC this year. There will be, just like last year with SMU. There will be. I promise. That's why if you look at the books and you'll see every conference has their over-under, how many teams are going to make the college football playoffs. That's why the ACC, for some reason, is higher than most conferences, besides the SEC, obviously, to have over 1.5 teams in the playoffs. The juice is loose. It's like minus 200 on the over. It's going to be Clemson. Who else is it going to be? Could be Louisville. Could be.
He's going to win one of those big games, and it's at the table.
Yep.
They have a sneaky, nasty wide receiving core, too. Nobody's talking about it. Chris Bell and Colin Lacey. And then the guy that I'm pretty familiar
Collins
with.
Coming in.
Yeah, they got Trayshawn Hurry, too, who I think is him. I've been watching him because he came from San Jose State, so he was always the other guy, either on the outside or on the other side of the formation from Nick Nash. He is super talented. He might be one of the more underrated wide receiver transfers in the country.
He averages 20 yards per catch.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. It's it's a great team around him and a great, I guess, group of wide receivers to be throwing to. Miller Moss is set up to do damage.
Yeah. We know Lacey's him. Chris Bell is all reliable as well.
Yeah.
Plenty of options. Miller Moss is about to go nuclear.
Nuts.
We got a subby coming in from Flatwoods, fella to Joshy boy. Let's go, Flatwoods. Attaboy.
Yes, obviously passing yards, Chad. He ain't getting 2,900 through the air with his hands.
That would be
nuts.
You know how many Johnny Manziel fake plays to throw him down the seam on the left side? You know how many of those trick plays they'd have to run for him to get that? Holy shit.
So many.
Holy shit. All good. We don't proofread the graphics, I guess. All good, though. Got to clean it up, boys. What are we doing?
Miss
What are
Allen.
we doing?
It's all right. I'm only a man.
You're only a man, Goods.
That's a
Still
classic Krabs
love
saying. Only a man.
Still love you, but what are we doing here? So we're done. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Any runs in this Orioles game yet? Of course not.
Dude.
Hashtag thank you, goods.
Dude.
All right.
Oh,
Let's move. Let's groove. You guys want to talk about some MLB plays for today, huh? I do. W Segway, W Goots, W Canadian Goots in the chat, W Sade Whiteman holding it down in the Twitch chat as well. We got the YouTube saying they want to run a hype train. I don't know how that works on the YouTube. I'll be honest. I think you can donate or something. Kyle Burnt has a #1 little crown next to him. I don't know if he threw some coins at the YouTube, but I think there is a way to get involved. I don't know if they have a hype train, though. I don't know. Let's find out. All right, let's talk about some winners for today. I got 3 baseball plays I really like. I like these plays a lot today. I don't want to talk about mini Megs. I don't want to talk about loving these plays because if I do that, we're going to be fucking caked. Okay, let's keep it simple. Let's be confident, though, and let's go over these sell jobs. First 5 under in the Phillies and the Nats. I think right now the Phillies offense is fadeable. I think they are. And Brad Lord's good. I'm man enough to say Brad Lord's good. I was chirping this guy. I was chirping the Nats. You know, this dude was working at fucking Home Depot last Christmas, literally flipping Christmas trees as a side hustle because he didn't know if he was going to make it. Now the guy looks like an MLB starter. Talk about passing the eye test. And guys, unfortunately, I watched too many of these fucking games. Brad Lord looks good. Brad Lord's going to give you 5. 5 solid innings here again today. Afterwards, I don't know. That's why we're going to isolate here and go first 5. But I do think Luzardo as well. Luzardo has a little revenge game here going. The Nats drafted him a couple years ago. We traded him for a vending machine and a couple Lay's chip bags. And it shows because last time we faced him, he had like 13 strikeouts. He takes it very personally when he faces the Nats. And that's probably not going to go well again today when he's back home pitching in D.C. So there's a reason why the Phillies open up here minus 220. I don't think they lose this game, but I don't think their bats really show up much here as well. But it's mainly going to be the Nats offense that's silent here as a church mouse after a couple great games. And everyone thinks, oh, the Nats offense is back. CJ's hitting the ball well. James is hitting the ball well. They are. They're back. Even Nate Lowe hit a fucking grand slam the other day. Josh Bell's doing his thing still. Sure. Dylan Cruz is back in the lineup tonight. Big deal. What outfielder are they going to send back down? We don't have time to talk about that, but I have no idea who the fuck they're going to send back down. Automatically have to fade the good news there with the Nats lineup with Dylan Cruz making a return back. It'll probably take him a week or 2 to get back into the swing of things, no pun intended. But I want to fade the Phillies offense. It looks stagnant right now, early. They might splooge late, but early. And I want to fade this Nats offense. Instead of being a piece of shit and just taking the Nats team total under, I'll go first 5 under 4.5. These first 5 unders have treated me very well this season so far. Let's go back to another one here. Love this one in the Nats and Phillies game.
Sure. I can kind of get down with that. Krabs.
Okay.
Just hope it's, 4-0 Phils, end 5. Would be goated.
Let's swing it around here, Goodsy. I do see we got a Westy single. Jovan is
Westy.
getting involved with a Braves game. At least we're not taking a side here.
I guess we probably just jump straight to Phillies.
Sure, go ahead.
Fuck Brad Lord.
Go ahead.
I'm fading.
Dude.
He's been on a great run, Krabs. A great run.
Yeah.
Fantastic run. Tipping cap to him.
Sure.
He's been great. I think he gives up a couple today. A, they're going to splooge after yesterday. B, they looked lost at the plate yesterday, but against lefties, they have been hitting the ball extremely hard as of recent. Obviously, Hunter Green, what they saw yesterday, not a lefty. So, this is, I think, something that we're going to see coming from the Phillies pretty soon. It's now, I think Brad Lord has been fantastic. The command has been great, Krabs. He's actually had some great strikeout stuff, too. I'm hoping that the lefties that come out of the bullpen post Brad Lord coming from the right side, which I'm looking at the guys who are going to be available because I think you're going to see some lefties after Brad Lord. You're probably going to see, you might see your guy Ogasara, Krabs.
Fucking A.
He's one of the only 2 pitchers from the Nats bullpen that hasn't pitched the last 2 days. Him and Jackson
And he's
Rutledge,
sneakily been okay too, which is just insane because he throws 80.
Yes. And against the Phillies, have fun with that. So
Oh.
while Brad Lord has been great recently, I do think that he's going to give up a couple runs today early. And again, you kind of know it's coming after how putrid the Phillies looked at the plate yesterday. And then if you get something from the left side coming out of the bullpen, which is either him, I don't think it's going to be Poulin or Pilkington because they've pitched 2 days in a row. But you could get even Fair pitching 2 days in a row after his outing yesterday. The Nats bullpen is trashed right now. They used 5 pen pieces yesterday. And the guys that are available outside of Rutledge, who's been kind of good, are just not it, Krabs. So there is, I think, definitely a world where we both win here.
Yeah, probably not, but maybe.
There's a world. There's certainly a world.
There's more worlds where they don't, but there's a couple where we do.
Yeah.
Couple. More than you expect with just looking at the two bets. I see what you're saying. I mean, if Ogasawara goes in this game, you're good. You're good to go. Congratulations.
I would be stunned if he doesn't pitch today, Krabs. I'd be stunned.
If Brad Lord throws 7, though.
He ain't throwing 7, man.
If Brad Lord goes 7 strong, will you tweet out at Home Depot, GIF?
Yes.
Okay.
Brad Lord goes 7, I'll spin the wheel.
Jesus, dude. What do you hate his guts today?
No, he's
Also,
going 7, man.
Also, Goots.
Yeah.
How do we not put together for a graphic this morning? We got Brad Lord versus Jesus Luzardo
Okay.
on the
Lord
bump
versus
today.
Jesus.
Lord versus Jesus.
Just,
I mean, come on.
just.
We don't need to go down that path, but that's
How'd
crazy.
that slip my mind? It's crazy.
I don't know how they
I
Goots.
don't know how I did it.
Lock in. Tyler, you're getting blocked for that one, brother. We don't say those things in the YouTube chat. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Oh, wait,
All right.
Say it.
He's gone.
Let me peep it.
See ya.
Let me peep it.
Talk about it later. Yep.
Unreal.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Swing it back around for me, Gootsy. Yep, there goes Sia. Also, was it really Aaron Judge MVP bobblehead last night, or was that fake?
No, I'm pretty sure it was.
Wow. How do we not talk about that?
Yeah.
He went 0 for 4 last night in his bobblehead night. No shit. Pressure's on. Lights are bright. Aaron Judge shits down leg. Diarrhea. Piping hot.
Joe Ryan. I'm so
Piping
mad
hot.
I didn't get to the counter with the Twins. I knew they were winning that game.
Yeah, great call. Great call. Goots, I want to see that slip. You lock him
Good
in?
Joe
You
Ryan.
cash?
I locked in the Twins. Yes, I did.
Fucking go.
As
Goots.
long
Good boy.
I did. Fuck the Phillies, man. The Phillies killed my
Bad.
day. But the Twins brought it back.
Oh, you parlayed him, huh?
I did not parlay. I straight bet the Twins.
Oh, okay, Goots.
Yeah, I parlayed the Phillies, Astros, Rays,
Okay.
which should have been Ma and Pa.
Yep. Richie, I do hate the Yankees' guts, but yes, the George Costanza Seinfeld bobble of him taking a nap under the desk. Probably the best episode. That's a legendary bobblehead. I'll give them that. Okay. Rising said he quit overs. I kind of wish we did too, looking at this fucking Orioles game already. Why do we bet overs, man?
We're
As I
just
have it over on the
respecting the auto tail.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let me talk about the Guardians and why I think they win today. I actually really like this play.
Really?
I went back and forth. I do. I can tell you hate it already. Great.
No, I don't.
I went back
I'm
Okay.
surprised.
I went back and forth between the first 5 and the full game. I'm going to go full game here because, again, motivation angle here. Nobody bets the motivation angle. That's why people don't usually win. They just bet X's and O's, last 5s, and what they think should happen every time. I don't get it. It's crazy to me. I bet the human aspect of games a lot, and it helps, and it wins. And here's one of them. The Marlins absolutely skull-fucked, respectfully, their Guardians last night. A skull-fucking. It was. I saw it with my own eyes. It wasn't pretty. 13-4. Ugly. First Miami win in like a week. They're not playing well, besides that last win last night. Perfect time to fade the fish. And Jovan. Just like Brad Lord, like you were talking about, Cabrera deserves his flowers. He's been on fire of late, although Cabrera's a little different. He was actually a highly touted prospect.
Yeah.
Finally started to come to fruition, huh? Right? Have you looked at his prize pick squares for today?
Yeah, I've seen him.
They are insane, dude. They are absurd. Some of the weirdest starting pitching squares I've seen in weeks on the prize picks boards. And I look at every single one every day. Weird as shit. Every square for him looks like he's about to get absolutely knocked after some really good starts. We'll talk about him more in a moment. But again, I care more about the opener in this game than I do where the line's at right now. Sure, Miami's catching steam, 10 cents, back to plus a hundo. Miami's a trendy team right now. Everybody's hip to them now. They haven't been playing great of late, but of course people love them now because they're young, they're cool. Only a couple games under 500s. Well, the Guardians are playing pretty well overall too. Besides, 2 of their last 3 games they have lost. Before that, they were low-key on fire for a crazy long time after cutting some people who were throwing games. Crazy scenario up there for the Guards. You're going to see an ESPN 30 for 30 about that at some points if they end up making the playoffs here. But everybody's back in the fish to stay hot here and bounce back after a tough stretch. Everybody wants to fade the Guards who've been red hot with Bybee on the bump. Who in their right mind wants to back Bybee at this point? Straight up. He's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, have you looked at his squares that are up on Prize Picks today? He might not be as terrible. They're not as crazy as the Cabrera ones, and it's obviously the opposite, where Bybee's getting some respect and Cabrera's getting some disrespect, but it looks to me like Bybee might pitch okay. I care more about the Guardians opening up at -130 in this spot than I do about Miami down to +100 catching 10 cents of steam. Of course they're catching steam. They're catching bets. We look at Pick a Pro here in a moment. I guarantee you the fish are catching bets. Okay? Fade the fish after that splooge fest, just like we faded the Red Sox offense yesterday after the splooge fest the day before. It's not that hard, guys. Bet the human aspect. Cleveland showing up today pissed off after they got embarrassed last night by the fish. Embarrassed at home. Embarrassed. I don't care if their roster sucks. Bybee's showing up. He's showing out. Look at Prize Picks. It already tells me he's going to pitch okay. Cabrera's going to get moosed. And the Guardians win this game. Give me the ML.
Wow. Could be in. That feels like a classic just crabs, plums, nuts on tape play. I could be so in on that.
McLovin, if you're going to hate, at least spell the words right and have good grammar so I can understand what the fuck you're saying, dude. Like, I can't understand anything you're saying in the chat, dude.
That is
straight up.
Just bad.
It's crazy. Like, reading at a fucking second grade level. It's actually embarrassing. At least pre-read the message that you're hating on us before you send it, buddy. Turn your fucking brain on. Goodness gracious. Embarrassment. And I'm out here wasting my time talking to that guy who can't even fucking speak. Unbelievable. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Not going to spend any more time worrying about that guy. He's a fucking loser. Let's go to Javon's next play.
Can jump back to the Braves game.
Sure.
This feels like just and it's looked like it the past 2 days, but a juice ball series. And regardless of what you think about the Braves, because they have certainly not respected some coins on the ML, really the constant throughout this whole little stretch where they were playing better. Now maybe it's come to a little bit of a halt. They're still scoring runs. The offense has been absolutely on fire recently. And a lot of it, frankly, has been from the top of the lineup and I guess the middle too. But top of the lineup's been revitalized a little bit. And Senga is a guy where, like, the Braves right now, they're hitting the ball hard, but they're also a little more patient than I think you would give them credit for. And if you give them the slightest bit of offense, they're actually taking advantage of it with runners in scoring position. So Senga, what has his problem been over a handful of starts here and there throughout his career? Control and command, especially like recently, his off-speed command hasn't been fantastic. So I think there's going to be some walks in his future today against the Braves, and I think there's going to be a couple multi-RBI hits on both sides of this game. But I love the Braves, and I think they're going to score some runs against Senga. Bryce Elder's pitching on the other side. So
terrible.
Really bad pitcher. He's had a good start here and there. I think he did face the Mets not too long ago, but the Mets not only are, I guess, starting to pick it up as an offense now, they're a terrible matchup for a guy who gives up the long ball and also a guy who doesn't really avoid any barrels. And he also is, he's one of the sinker ballers that gives up nothing but fly ball nukes. So it's one of the reasons he's a bad pitcher, but it's also a disastrous matchup for 90% of the Mets lineup. So I think that offense stays hot after yesterday. I think the Braves are going to contribute maybe a little more than they did yesterday, even though they scored, I think, 5 runs yesterday. But feels like this game is going to be just the way the first 2 games of the series were. And the fact that the Mets bullpen is in a pretty tough spot and Senga hasn't been able to give them length really as of late either, end of this game could get really, really weird. So I'm going with runs.
Going with runs. I could see it. Bryce Elder's on the bump. I just hate these fucking teams right now, man. They sketch me the heck out.
Yeah.
But you have a great sell job. I trust.
As you should.
I trust. Cannot wait to get to that CFL play. Cannot wait. Save the best for last?
Yeah, sure.
Save the best for last. I've not seen a 12.5 total on cores in months. Am I wrong? Months.
I think it's
at least weeks. Weeks. Probably a better way to describe it. It's been a long time.
Let's see.
Since I've seen a 12.5 total, of course.
While you're talking about
long
it,
time.
I'm curious.
You're going to go check?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Please do. It's been a while. I saw this total. I had to take a double take here. And by the way, the under was opening up -120, -125 some places, which is crazy to see that just in general for a total. Weird. Now the over is juicy. for 12.5. So weird. This game is also on FS1. You talked about you want to fade Bryce Elder. He's a bad pitcher. How about fading Erod? Bad pitcher. Bad pitcher. How about fading Blaylock? Might be worse. Might actually be worse. Terrible. Yeah. The bullpen's terrible. Terrible. The worst bullpens I've ever seen besides my Nats. Bless their hearts.
Wow. Is there really not one? I think this might be the first one all year, I'm saying.
Dude, I haven't seen it in months. Like, I'm not just making shit up. People think
I know. I'm seeing plenty of 12s, and I'm sure the 12s may have briefly touched 12.5 on some of these, but I'm looking at the consensus line. The highest I'm seeing is 12 all year. Okay. And most of those were this series against the D-backs, where all 3 of the games were at 12. And the first one soared over. The next 2 didn't even sniff. They had 7 and 6 runs.
If these 2 starting pitchers, who are some of the worst in baseball, don't give up 5 runs each themselves to get us really close to this overhitting, the bullpen's well. A lot of ways for this over to hit. Diamondbacks still holding on to their season. Rockies still trying to prove, the guys in the lineup still trying to prove that they're big league players. They're not giving up. You don't got to worry about their effort. They're still trying to be on a fucking team by the time next year comes around. They're still trying to prove their worth up there. And again, 2 terrible starting pitchers on the bump in this game. If you look at some of the squares up on Prize Picks for them, it looks like it's going to be an absolute muckfest, in my opinion. You got Erod with that crazy walks allowed square we're going to talk about here in a moment. Guys, it's not as weird as it looks. I mean, Erod is a walk machine, but we'll talk about him a little bit more in a moment. But the Rockies don't walk. They walk the second least in baseball. And if I was Erod coming off a 5-walk game, and he's been walking at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys a game in the last month and a half, if I was him, I'd probably say, you know what, lock the fuck in. Throw some strikes. This is the Rockies we're talking about here. Go right at them. And they like to swing. They're not very patient. They don't walk, which tells me we're going to get some Turks in this game. The Rockies might win. I don't think they're a bad look on the ML. Whenever the totals is high, I like taking stabs on the ML with the dog, because I think anything could happen, really. It could get out of hand. And I would not worry about the +1.5 with the totals is high. Just take the ML. Because you could even take an alt line for the Rockies, -1.5. If you want to. We're getting runs from both sides. The Rockies are showing up against Erod when he's throwing some meatballs down the middle because he doesn't want to walk people. And respectfully, the D-backs, as square as it might be, they're scoring runs against Blaylock. Both bullpens are terrible. Highest total we've seen all season. Have to take the over. And I hate overs. I hate them. Have to take this one tonight.
Especially hate Coors overs.
Hate their guts. I hate their fucking guts, Jovan. Has to be done.
It's got to be done, dude. It's got to be done.
You in?
I'm in. Always in.
Okay. Hell yeah. Let's move. Let's groove. Get to the CFL so we can get to the Prize Pick squares. What are you seeing over there in the CFL up in Canada?
See some overs against with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Ottawa Red Blacks. Red Blacks are knuck, but they, a lot of that's their defense. They did just play a super high scoring game last week. That was in the 40s both ways. So that's the, I guess, squarer element of this play. Their defense is not only bad, but also super injured. Winnipeg has been super underwhelming as of late. So, they're coming off an unbelievable performance last week where they're dominating the first half. Brady Oliveira, who's their running back, who hasn't looked good for the entirety of the season, they're feeding him, and he had like 200 all-purpose yards in the first half, and a lot of that was receiving, which was moose piss because I took the rushing yards. And then they just completely went away from him in the second half and ended up losing the game on a Calgary walk-off field goal. So it's a tale of 2 halves pretty much, or I think Calgary started knucking them up like late in the second quarter, so almost 2 halves. Everything about this screams that Winnipeg should probably have a bounce back game, and they should destroy the Red Blacks. Like, it would seem sharp, I guess, to take Winnipeg minus the number here, like 5.5. But I want to go with the over just because I certainly want to lean into the Blue Bombers bouncing back against that defense. But at the same time, the way the Red Blacks are playing on offense is like it's very different from a couple of the offenses in the rest of the CFL. They play a lot looser, I guess, because they have nothing to lose. They're fucking terrible. They're a lot more aggressive, and I think that might work against Winnipeg, which scares me that they might sneak a game on the road. Also, I'm always very cautious of the very sharp-seeming favorites in the CFL because those never pay out, literally never pay out, and it's been Winnipeg quite a couple times this year too. So just going with points because I do believe in the Red Blacks offense, even after a splooge fest last game. So just give us 54.
I mean, dude, I'm seeing a guy up here, and I like to take a peep at the CFL boards every weekend or so, or, once we get to Thursday, take a peep and see what we got up on Prize Picks. We got a guy, Drew Brown, I've never seen in my life. Drew Brown. Never seen him up here once. He probably has been. Probably just squeaked, but 304.5 passing yards. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not a regular. It's not a regular.
The part that's one's up.
Yeah, I'm saying like he's always. There's a couple quarterbacks that are like always there. He's one of them, just because they play higher scoring games and run games a little inconsistent. The most concerning part of it all, though, Krabs, is probably his 1.5 touchdown square. I'll admit that part is a little incredibly suspicious because I think he just threw 5 last week.
I was just looking up his stats right now because I was looking at that pass and touchdown square.
Last week was an absolute masterclass. That was his best game of the season by far. So I'm kind of that's the part I'm squaring up on. I think they're still going to have points in this game, and it would help if they're trailing, but I almost think that they might be very competitive in this game. So maybe he doesn't need to sling rock as much as last week, and he doesn't need to throw 5 touchdowns, and they get something down on the ground game. But this game I think it's going to be really weird. Yeah, CFL field is also bigger, so that juices up passing yard numbers a little bit.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
very
300.
They also only play with 3 downs, so that probably
so there's more possessions too. So 300 in the CFL is not the same as Matthew Stafford 300.
Okay, Matthew Stafford MVP this upcoming season, you mean?
Maybe the what? IR MVP?
Well, he'll be out there week 1.
Probably will.
Out there week 1. Might not be out there week 6. He'll be out there week 1. CFL got me juiced. W. Malcolm. Yeah, this over is already chalked, but you know what? It's an auto tail. It is what it is. Best part about an auto tail is you can blame them when it loses. Right? It's not even on us. W's. Usually we just blame Goots for the Orioles over here not hitting.
Well,
Goots, you got a scapegoat.
This still might not be a Goots escape spot.
It's always my fault.
Goots.
Always.
Used
to it.
Yep, good. Edible Goots. Nerfy Chad, Krabs, Midwest or Mid-Atlantic in the Little League World Series. Do me a favor, Nerfy Chad. However much money you're going to put on that bet, donate it to your local travel team.
Are they on
because they would spank any of those Little League teams by 10 runs, run rule, mercy rule. That can be over by 5 innings.
They got a banger on ESPN right now. Czech Republic, Japan.
Could not care less.
Banger, dude.
Could not care less.
Japan up 4-0. Got some platter.
If I wanted to watch shitty baseball games, I'd walk down the street and go watch the men's league rec at the fucking local high school field.
I thought you were saying you're going to walk down the street and watch the Nets.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Goots, the Orioles had their first walk-off all season last night, brother.
Okay. Pretty electric.
That's actually a fucking joke.
Hate me or love me, you watch.
That's an embarrassment. First walk, Goots. Season's almost over.
You watched it. You had it on.
Yeah, because the Nats already won yesterday.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
Yep.
So did we.
You know what else? Was watched? Junior Caminera's 34th home run last night. Hashtag thank you, Goots. Thank you, Goots.
Venmo, Cash App. You get a Cash App.
That was actually like we've bet the Braves and the Phillies the last 2 days. That bet is still 75 times worse, which is crazy.
Wow.
Just insane, Goots. Just insane.
Yep. Can't make it up. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's keep the tempo crispy here and the pace even crispier. Let's talk about our prize pick squares. I love these prize pick squares. I love them. I know we went 4-0 yesterday, so probably not a good sign, but I love them. What can I say? Edward Cabrera, one of the more popular squares up on baseball today on prize picks, is up there for 16.5 pitching outs. Jovan. He's coming off some legacy starts. Might as well be a couple complete game shutouts. Not actually, but pretty close. And his fantasy score is down to 29.5. He had 64 fantasy points in his last game against the Braves. Doesn't count. He had 46 against the Yankees the game before. Against the Yankees doesn't count. They're rat shit. 31 against the Cards, 38 against the Padres. He's up for 29.5 against the terrible Guardians in a game with a total at 7.5. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? This one's going to get ugly early. That's why I'm taking the under pitching outs, which, by the way, you've got to be kidding me, has now got him bumped down to 16.
Surely.
Sweet 16.
Surely.
Can't make it up. You know what? Bump it again to 15.5. I don't give a shit. He's not pitching more than 5 minutes. He's not. He'll be out of here by the 4th. In the 4th. Just wait. He's going to get mucked up. He's coming off of a 24 pitching out performance. Before that, he had 18, 18, 17. And he's getting bumped down from 16.5 to 16. Crazy. With a 7.5 total in the game. What do they know? They're pretty smart guys. When they're showing you something, don't act like you're smarter than them or better than them. You fucking listen, you make coins. It's not that hard. If the Prize Picks board is screaming at you like this, you lock in, you listen, you dig the feet in, you dig the heels in, and you lock in a fucking Prize Pick square. Edward Cabrera less than pitching outs. He's getting pulled in the 4th inning. You heard it here first. And then E-Rods. I mean, where do I start? Goots, we might need to show it. Are we able to show it, man? I'm sorry.
Just
we might need to show it. If you need to go find it, you don't even have to type it in. Just go to the popular tab for MLB. It is the most popular square on Prize Picks. Thank you, Goots. Holy shit. Jovan, on the books, you can't even take the under.
That's just.
Which does not happen often. I check every day. Every game.
Yeah.
He's coming off of 5 walks against the same fucking team. The same team. And there's some baseball sense in there too. That was an anomaly. The Rockies walked the 2nd least in baseball. Meat on tape square. If there's one thing you understand and hear me say today and learn from and take and tail, it's this E-Rod square. Please.
My God.
Please. Take it.
My God.
Less than 1.5 walks allowed. Not more. Less than. Fade the chart. And back E-Rod to throw some serious meatballs today. He walked the same team 5 times last game. Tonight, he might not walk 1.
Wait, Krabs, is this dialed in, man?
Yep. Absolutely dialed with football around the corner. I'm fucking hyped, boys. I'm juiced up. Tell your friends. Tell Ma, tell Pa. We're juiced.
Tell Ma, tell Pa. We're getting involved. We're getting involved.
You just said no mini Meg. When did I say Meg? When did I say mini Meg? I didn't. If there's one thing you tail from me today, that's all I said. It's the square. It's the square. Okay? When Krabs stares in the camera with the sell job, I usually stay away. Big Cheesy, why you got to bring the negative vibes, man? Is life that bad? Big Cheesy, always in here having to say something.
Cheesy,
man.
lock in.
Always in here having to say some shit, man.
Lock in, Cheesy.
I'm out here grinding, finding all these fucking squares, preparing these sell jobs, going on rants here for 5 minutes. And all you got to say is negative shit, man, every single time. Try saying something positive and see how it impacts your life. I promise if you try to be positive every day for a week, you will be in a much better spot in life, your happiness. Good things will happen. Good karma will go your way. Just try it for me, Big Cheesy. Just try. I promise it'll help. I'm a positive guy, lol. No, you're not. Big Cheesy, I've seen your chats in here for years. No, you're not. Try it. Try it. Hate to call you out like this, but I will. Try it. I promise it'll improve your life. Okay? Jovan, let's get your 2 squares up and moving.
2 squares. I wanted to find a square in Coors because I'm with you on some runs there. I want to take Lords. And I wanted to do this before I saw the squares, Krabs. But you remember how there's always a couple guys in Coors that weirdly are numbers off from the other people?
Yeah.
Lords is that today. And I love the matchup. Blaylock, they just faced him a little bit ago. He's a terrible pitcher, so they're all going to have success against him. But he has no strikeout stuff, really. And this is the guy with, I believe, still the lowest strikeout rate in this lineup. He's big fastball slider, which is terrible if you don't have a strikeout stuff and you're a fastball slider guy against Gurriel. He's able to either turn on the fastball like he did against Mason Miller or do whatever he wants, shooting the slider the opposite way or pulling it with power. And of course, pull it with power. It's going to find the wall. But love the matchup. Bullpen's a +2. But he also, look at his squares. He's got that weird, only available 2.5 RBI square, which is interesting. And if you guys don't know, we've been tracking those the last couple times, mostly in cores because that's where you get them. But all the guys, like the whole rest of the team, has a 0.5 or a 1.5 that if it's offered. And the only guy with a 2.5 in the lineup is Lourdes Gurriel. It's the only one you can take for him, but it's a little weird. Also, like 2.5 hits is weird. That's the only one offered as well for his demon. But it's more odd because like they're offering gobs and regular squares. Like Ketel Marte just hit a game-winning nuke in the ninth. I think it was 3 runs yesterday. He's got a regular RBI square up, able to take. Corbin Carroll's got a gob up there for an RBI square, plus like they're both their normal demon 1.5s. Looks very odd to me. So I think there's going to be some platter there. So I love the matchup again. Not taking it just because of that, but that made me feel even better about it. So we're taking Lourdes. Then Kerry Bonds has a little bit of history with Aubert. I think he pitched against them just over a couple weeks ago in the same start, and Kerry did take him yard. But I think there's a reason for that because Kerry, we talked about this with Shane Smith a little bit in the start, and I don't think he got it off of Shane Smith. I could be mistaken, though. But fastball changeup pitchers, especially pitchers that can't keep the ball on the ground and pitchers that struggle with their off-speed command a little bit and tend to hang it, that's like money for a lot of the lefties in the lineup, whether it's Kerry, whether it's Riley Green, whether it's even Cole Keefe. But Kerry and Riley are usually the big two there. And when there's a little better strikeout stuff involved, like Aubert can have, I tend to go Kerry. So I'm taking Kerry. I think he has some nuke potential in this game. There's probably going to be an off-speed pitch hung that doesn't quite get to where he wants low in the zone, and Kerry's going to take that for, at the very least, an extra base hit and come around and score. He might go yard, but I think there is definitely some pop in his future tonight. He also is I've noticed a serial, whenever there's a skoo ball start, Kerry just, every time I'm watching it, turns into Barry Bonds, whether I'm betting on skoo ball or betting against him or watching it for whatever reason. I swear he goes yard damn near every time I pay attention.
All right, I'm in. I locked it in. I'll drop the link here again in the Twitch. Goots, if you can hit me one more time for me.
There's SBR. Rare SBR.
Yeah, we got SBR sighting.
Rare SBR Tigers backing.
Wow. Oh, God.
Unbelievable. No, he's good. He's been good. He's good with the hitters.
Okay.
I was just expecting some extreme pessimism there.
I'll trust.
Thought he was going to say that they're going to score no runs.
SBR, you got any weekend plans? You hitting the clubs this weekend? I want to know what's on SBR's agenda this weekend. You going out? SBR, you a club guy? You a bar guy? You a farmer's market type of guy? What are you doing this weekend? Golfing.
SBR's repping the golf course. Yeah,
he's a golf guy. Sure, I should know.
I want to play golf with SBR one day.
So do I.
Dude,
that's my dream.
SBR probably shit golfer.
Anybody else going? Anybody else going to the BMW Championship? Anybody else going to the BMW Championship? Yay, lads! Whoa, yay, lads! You going on Sunday?
Anybody going to Series of the Year in Cincinnati starting Friday or starting tomorrow?
Who's in town? Rays?
Brewers.
Ooh.
Playoffs are in the near distance. 1 game out. And the Brewers, who are a sneaky, for whatever reason, only minus 120 to win the series.
Huh.
And the biggest series of the year for the Reds.
Wow. That's going to be must-see TV, folks. W Pickett Pro, W Goots. Let's get Goots a bat and get him up in the dish because the Orioles can't fucking hit shit.
Horrible.
You know what it is, man? It's these young Orioles who think they're all fucking goated. They've been told they're goats their whole life. They win 1 game last night. They get 1 walk-off. First walk-off of the season. They think they're fucking goated. They think they don't got to show up to work today.
Horrible from Goots. Horrible from Goots.
Thank you. It's the whole mute thing. It's a great idea and all, like around the horn, but it's not that funny when the chat can't see that I'm muted. You know?
It needs to be like a large mute.
The O's, they probably went out last night in Baltimore. They probably had some beers, celebrating their walk-off, and got fat, happy, complacent. That's what it looks like right now.
Krabs. They went home to their wives and girlfriends and went to bed. That's what they did.
You got a tracker?
I just know.
Media double play. Shout out Alex Jackson.
I don't know, man. The way they were celebrating that walk-off, they ripped off
Jeremiah
Jackson's
in the lineup.
They ripped off Jackson Holiday's jersey after that walk-off like they just clinched the playoffs last night. Never seen something like it.
Gotta have something.
Why are they so happy, man? I don't know.
What are they happy for?
Can't get one run.
What are they happy
It's because
for,
Jovan.
man?
It's because Jovan said Logan Evans is moose shit, and he's having the start of his fucking life, man.
He is moose shit. It's the Orioles are worse. Just horrible. Horrible program.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. W Pickett Pro. I want to check the splits in actually the Cubs and Blue Jays game starting up here in about an hour. I want to see what people are betting in this game. Really good pitchers duel. We've seen 2 unders already in the series, though. I kind of lean Toronto, but and Toronto's catching steam with Scherzer having almost twice as big of an ERA as Boyd, but I don't know if I want to bet it. I want to see what people are betting now on Pickett Pro. Pretty 50-50 when it comes to his side. Look at all the bets on the under. Holy shit.
Yeah. I kind of think
How often
Boyd
do you see a public
rocked.
under like that?
Not too often. I kind of think Boyd gets rocked. I'm not going to lie. Super rare because he's been goated, and I've been very careful about taking a stance on any of his starts against him. I've only been riding with him, but I think the Jays might get to him today.
Okay. Had to fade your over in the O's game, Krabs. Nothing personal, just business. Again, not my over. It's an auto tail. Somebody cashed in their channel points and we tailed. Again, not my over, but I took it out of respect. Okay. Any other games? You want to check some splits in here, folks? I'd love to check the splits in Atlanta and the Mets and see what crazy people are taking sides in that game.
Yeah.
Whoa. People are taking Mets ML, but they're taking Braves plus one. How often do you see a +1 in getting that type of handle and bet percentage? Not often.
Not too often. Plus one.
Mets probably win by
Bryce Elder is nuts.
Mets probably win by 5 in that game.
Somebody's gonna win by 5.
Let's check the splits in one more game here. I want to check these splits in the Arizona and Colorado game. W Pickett Pro. W Snakes, W Rockies. First 12.5 total we've seen all fucking year. And everybody's betting it. Who gives a shit? I'm betting it too. Wow. I mean, who's betting under in a Coors game anyways?
Yeah, that's
right.
I don't think there's a single Coors game that's going to look any different.
Yeah.
Yes, like I can't even think who would be different. Like maybe Freeland versus some ace.
Probably not.
Dollander against some ace. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Look at all these bets on the D-backs. Not really that surprising. Rockies stink, but maybe the Rockies win this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Would not be shocked. Let's get some runs. Hey, Big Cheesy, there we go. Here comes the inning with some runs. Come on, Big Cheesy. Attaboy. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Stay positive in the Big 2-5. If you're positive, the sky's the limit. Let's get some runs.
Eugenio Suarez, I'm with you, B-Bets. Suarez about to send one to Nuckville.
Come on.
Feeling it.
Let's get some fucking runs going. Blue Bombers -5 from a duel. Jovan, thoughts on the Blue Bombers laying 5?
It makes all the sense in the world, and it certainly should play out like that. Just a little concerned because those are the plays that have not been hitting.
Okay.
But we'll see. Right. Medulla's more tapped than I am.
Medulla's sharp. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. I want to spend plenty of time on the squad ride today. I don't want to feel rushed. Let's go ahead and fire that puppy up because we got to cash one of these today and make our coins back from the last 2 days. Goots, if you're around, if you're local, if you're here, if you're himmy, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. All right. Let's lock in. Let's find a winner for today. I really like my plays today. I really like the Guardians ML and the Diamondbacks Rockies over 12.5. Thoughts?
In. Very in.
What about from your platter, man?
I mean, I think we just keep it simple. Obviously, we're pretty much a wash on Nats game. Let's go the other 4 plays. Unless you really hate the Braves Mets over.
Do you really think we should put the Blue Bombers in here?
I mean, I think that plays green, dude.
Really?
I think it's green.
Okay. I didn't hear it in your sell job. I'll say it. Your sell job was not your most confident CFL sell job. The passing touchdown square sketched me out. But if you're looking me in the eyes right now, you're telling me that plays green. I'm putting it in here.
I think it's green.
Okay. We're putting it in here. We're moving. I'm in. All right, 4 plays, 4 winners. Goots, fire that puppy up, a 5-minute poll. Give the people plenty of time for today's squad ride poll. 4 plays, 4 winners, or 4 minutes, if you're able to do that. 4 plays, 4 winners, 4 minutes. Hurry up, go, go, go. Get involved in the squad ride poll for today. We'll say every Jovan CFL play has been pretty sharp from B bets. Yep. So that continues today. Knock on wood.
We'll say,
all right.
Hey, the crab. I don't know if I've seen Krabs take a Coors over on his own accord. Maybe more than once.
Unless I'm being held at gunpoint. Yep.
That might
be.
be.
Jovan, quick. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe something. Go ahead.
It might be something. I
it.
appreciate that shout. I do. I like that over a lot. I also really like the Guardians ML a lot. So, but yeah, something about that over 12.5 just feels right. Especially after yesterday, I came and said it was a mini meg and it was the worst play of all time. And then I come with it over today, and I'm not going to gas it up like that. Probably don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Highest total of the season, folks, has to be played. What are we doing for a Ravens Commanders Super Bowl? Super soft from Goots and the Ravens. They canceled joint practice for next week against the Commies. They're scared. People are saying they're scared. I'm blown. I was excited for that. Maybe, another thought I had, maybe Harbaugh's smart and he doesn't want the Commanders getting some film or seeing some of their plays because maybe they will face off in the Super Bowl this year.
Probably that, or we don't want your dirty corners punching our receivers like last year.
Dirty corners.
That's all I got.
Dirty corners. Mikey Sandscrill is one of the most clean-cut, best dudes in the fucking NFL, Goots. What are you talking about, dirty corners? Goots, name another cornerback on the Commanders. What's wrong with him?
He is
hard-nosed player.
Kind of a dirtbag.
Well, he likes fighting with Mike Evans.
I'll give dudes that one.
Commander's so unprofessional. What? Yeah, the Ravens have a clean-cut team, right? They don't have a murderer on their defense in the Hall of Fame, right?
You're just taking it too far. Okay.
No, I'm just calling out a spade. Spade.
He did kill a man that gets swept.
Goodell pulled that rug up and swept that puppy right under there.
No. Gets swept, dude.
No.
Dude, I don't know if he pulled the trig, but he was there. Yep. He was there. We got a subby coming in from Little Joe Puss. Just a crazy name from Little Joe.
Crazy
coming in with a resub there. 10 months. It is what it is. It's his name. I'll say it. It's his name. Let's not forget what Justin Tucker did at Baltimore. And he actually, we're not even going to go there. Goots. You want to talk about clean cut. Terrell Suggs. What school did he go to? What he'd say in the fucking pre-game intro. Ball so hard, university.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's so hard. It's always been hard, not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. The Ravens.
Who's the most feared player from the GOAT of coaches?
Ray Rice, Goots.
Ed Reed.
Goots, how about Ray Rice? The list goes on and on with the Ravens. How about the kid from Marshall you guys just drafted who has a crazy legal history? You go look at that. It's every year with the Ravens. Every year.
That is.
It is. They have a laundry list of thugs. And then Harbaugh molds them and shapes them into being, better men. The list goes on and on, Goods. Suck it, Goods. How about an over in Colorado tonight? Wow. First time I've given out a Coors over, I think, on this entire show from me. Usually it's Javon's play.
Yeah, it might be the first.
It's probably my first. Okay. Wow. All right. You guys want some runs tonight, huh? Late night game on FS1. Oh, I'm in.
Wow.
Oh, I'm in there. Hell yes. Runs and fun. Rare. Also, Jovan, when's the last time you gave an under on this show?
Me?
Yeah.
I've given quite a few.
A square. Or just a book play, honestly. I haven't seen a Jovan under.
I've had a couple first 5 unders recently. We just had that
maybe one.
Shane
maybe
Smith
one.
first 5 under.
Maybe one.
I've had a couple unders.
I know you've been hanging out with Trent a lot. Just don't forget, you can take the less than.
I've had definitely more unders than you've had overs. By quite a bit.
I'm gonna have to check the Carfax on that. First 500 last week. I do remember that one, Carson.
Yeah, I had a couple last
I just want to
week,
make
I'm
sure
pretty
you know. I don't want you to remember. Like, I don't want you thinking that you can only take overs.
No.
A reminder.
I'm trust me, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right. Overs scare the lights out of me. They scare the fucking daylights out of me, man. But cannot resist this one tonight, man. 12.5, highest total of the season. Has to be done. Has to be done. Auto tail. Let's lock that puppy in. Chat, over 12.5. Yeah, if you guys want night sweats tonight, you're going to have to let me know on the feed. I'm going to tweet out something here soon. Me and Jovan are going to hop on Surge Stream and go over some NFL season-long squares with Trent. But yeah, if you guys want to sweat tonight, you're going to have to show me some love. How bad do you guys want it? And we got a hype train to close out the stream. Sure we can. All right, gents. Over 12.5 in cores tonight. W's. Hopefully that makes the coins back from this, terrible Orioles game going on right now. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.